cicadas are all singing, the moon is on the rise. I'm sitting in the darkness, just trying to hypnotize the loneliness that lingers in the grain of this old wood, in the place where you once sat and told me I should do the best I could. Your last breath was a whisper, a final faint request, not for fame or for a fortune, just to put a simple promise to the test. So I keep the porch light on for you, a lonely golden comb, a beacon for a memory to find its way back home. Some might say I'm burning power for a ghost who'll never show, but I keep the porch light on for you, so my own heart will always know. The world has gotten louder since you've been in the ground. This town has changed its colors, and I've learned a few new sounds. But every night I flip the switch and watch this little stage get lit, and for a minute I can fool myself that you're still here to see it. It holds back the shadows the way you used to do. This little bulb of glass and wire is my last connection to you. And I keep the porch light on for you, a lonely golden comb, a beacon for a memory to find its way back home. Some might say I'm burning power for a ghost who'll never show, but I keep the porch light on for you, so my own heart will always know. It's not for all the neighbors or the cars that pass on by. It's a promise in the darkness between the dirt and the sky. It's the one thing that you asked of me, and the one thing I will do till the day I don't need it, a porch light, because I'm coming home to you. Yeah, I keep the porch light on for you, in the wind and in the snow, just a quiet little promise that helps my own soul glow, helps my soul glow.
The front door clicks behind me, the tail lights disappear, and the echo of the laughter is all that's left to hear. There's a wine glass on the counter with a little lipstick stain. There's a half-played game of checkers interrupted by the rain. The house was full of thunder just an hour or two ago. Now the quiet's coming down on me, powerful and slow. And there's a holy kind of feeling, lonely sacred space. You're the last car in the driveway, well-loved empty place. You can feel the joy still hanging, like a haze of sweet perfume. You're the last car in the driveway, in the quiet of a room. I'm walking through the kitchen and I straighten up a chair. The warmth from all the bodies is still hanging in the air. I see my mother smiling, standing right there by the stove. I see my nephew telling stories about the treasure that he's found. It's a gallery of ghosts right now. They're happy and they're loud, and I'm the only one who sees this blessed little crowd. There's a holy kind of feeling, a lonely sacred space. You're the last car in the driveway of a well-loved empty place. You can feel the joy still hanging like a haze of sweet perfume. You're the last car in the driveway, in the quiet of a room. You can't bottle up a feeling, you can't photograph a sound. You just stand there in the silence on this holy hallowed ground, and you breathe it in as deeply as your weary lungs will allow. 'Cause this is all that matters in the ever-present now. Yeah, the last car in the driveway, I whisper to the air, thank you for this beautiful life and the love beyond compare. I turn the lights out,
There's a yoga spot where the diner was. They took the old sign down, and the hardware store sells coffee now to the new kids in this town. I see faces in the window glass, but none of them I know. They're planting different flowers in the same old patch of snow. Every corner holds a version of a boy I used to be, but he don't recognize this place, and it don't recognize me. 'Cause I'm just walking with Main Street's ghost down a road I still call mine, seeing phantoms in the doorways, reading every faded sign. Yeah, the present's pouring concrete on the history I made. I'm just walking with Main Street's ghost, a half step out of shade. That empty storefront over there used to be the record shop. We'd spend our last few dollars there and pray the cops would never stop. And the marquee on the movie house is just a rusted metal frame. I can still see your initials that I scratched beside your name. I know the time's a river and you can't hold back the tide, but tonight I feel the undertow where all the good years died. And I'm just walking with Main Street's ghost down a road I still call mine, seeing phantoms in the doorways, reading every faded sign. Yeah, the present's pouring concrete on the history I made. I'm just walking with Main Street's ghost, a half step out of shade. I don't begrudge the progress or the life that's moving on. These streets will hold their stories long after I
making memories worth haunting just like me. Yeah, walking with Main Street's ghost, the only one who knows my name. Walking with Main Street's ghost, come the sun or come the rain, it's still the same. See you across the backyard, you're talking on the phone. You've got that same old worried look you always get when you're alone. I remember when that face was mine, to fix with a stupid joke. Back when we were two young giants, before our voices broke. We were blood and we were allies, in a 10 by 10 foot room, fighting monsters in the closet with a beat-up plastic broom. But we don't talk about the silence or the years that got away, all the bitter words we threw like stones that still hurt me to this day. We just stand here in the quiet and we raise a glass of beer, 'cause being my brother's keeper is the only reason I'm still here. Then we got tall and restless, and the world called out our names. We were two cars racing different roads in different pouring rains. I heard you got in trouble, and you heard I got divorced. But a pride as sharp as broken glass kept our feelings all enforced. I never said I missed you, and you never said the same. We just let the distance build a wall, and we learned to love the pain. And we don't talk about the silence or the years that got away, all the bitter words we threw like stones that still hurt me to this day. We just stand here in the quiet and we raise a glass of beer, 'cause being my brother's keeper is the only reason I'm still here. But when Mama got that bad news, you were on the next flight home, and you walked into that hospital, and I wasn't all alone. You put your hand upon my shoulder us now grown-up men in a quiet little town, and we still don't talk about it. No, we don't have to start, 'cause my brother's keeper knows the way to mend a broken heart. Yeah, he knows how to mend a broken heart. The sky's turning dusty gray, the birds have all gone still. There's a quiet expectation rolling over the far hill. The air gets thick and heavy with the smell of thirsty ground, and then a single raindrop hits the dust without a sound. Most folks would be running to get safely locked inside, but this old porch has a roof on it and nowhere left to hide. So let the rain fall down and play me a porch swing symphony. The thunder is the low bass in a distant harmony. The tin roof is a snare drum with a rhythm soft and low. It's the best song that I've heard all week, a quiet private show. The chains are creaking on this swing, keeping time with the steady beat of the water washing over the dust on this old street. It's washing all the pollen from the leaves upon the trees. It's washing all the worry from the weary heart of me. Just sitting here and breathing, watching the world turn clean and new, realizing there is nothing that I'm supposed to do. And the rain keeps falling, play me a porch swing symphony. The thunder is the low bass in a distant harmony. The tin roof is a snare drum with a rhythm soft and low. It's the best song that I've heard all week, a quiet private show. A delicate and intricate fingerstyle across the guitar soul, the water and the fading afternoon light. It's a blessing just to sit here and let the world go by beneath a weeping silver and forgiving summer sky. My porch swing symphony, playing just for me. Let it rain. We're standing on the riverbank, the water's running slow. Sun is making diamonds in the steady, easy flow. I remember when we started, way up at the headwater spring. Just a reckless little trickle, didn't know what life would bring. We were fast and we were careless. We were carving out a track with a youthful kind of arrogance that never could look back. 'Cause this is the river of us, honey. It's been muddy and it's been clear. It's weathered all the winter storms, year after lonely year. The current's deep, the banks have changed, but one thing has held true. This river of us, darling, has always been me and you. There were rapids in the canyon when we almost lost our way. The rocks were sharp, the water white. We fought them night and day. There were quiet, stagnant eddies where we got stuck for a while, till a little bit of faith and rain came back and made us smile. We've seen the seasons on this water, the droughts and the overflows, and every storm just proved to me how deep our loving goes. 'Cause this is the river of us, honey. It's been muddy and it's been clear. It's weathered all the winter storms, year after lonely year. The current's deep, the banks have changed, but one thing has held true. This river of us, darling, has always been me and you. Bends are coming, or where this journey ends, if we're headed for an ocean or just back to dust again. All I know is that your hand in mine is the only map I need. A constant, steady current, planting a faithful seed. Yeah, the river of us just keeps on rolling on, long after all the rocks and rapids are dead and gone. Me and you just rolling on. Hiding in the back of the closet, covered in a coat of dust. The leather's cracked, the brand is faded, the eyelets are all rust. I picked them up to throw them out, to finally clear some space, but the ghosts of 1,000 miles are still etched on their face. This scuff is from a broken down rig on a back road in Cheyenne. This mud is from a Georgia flood where I learned to be a man. 'Cause every line is a story, every stitch is a refrain, every worn out patch of leather has learned to love the rain. This ain't just a pair of old work boots that have lost their youthful shine. This is a sermon in the soul of a long and crooked line. This hill is worn down sideways from pacing on a hospital floor, praying for a fever to break and not knowing what's in store. This salt is from a winter when the work was hard to find, and we had to stretch a dollar till it almost lost its mind. They've stood on holy ground and they've stood on barroom tile. They walked 1,000,000 miles of bad road just to walk you down the aisle. 'Cause every line is a story, every stitch is a refrain, every worn out patch of leather has learned to love the rain. This ain't just a pair of old work boots that have lost their youthful shine. This is a sermon in the soul of a long and crooked line. My new shoes are comfortable, they don't have a single tear, but they don't know a single thing about the man who got me here. They haven't earned the right yet to know my history, the way these tired, beat-up soldiers know the soul inside of me. So I put them back in the darkness, let them rest there for a while. This sermon in the soul, my life in leather style. Yeah, my life in leather style. Let's leave the Sunday paper scattered on the kitchen floor. Leave the worries of the long week right inside that old screen door. The world can wait from Monday, the phone sit and stare. There's a map folded in the glove box, but we don't need to care. Got a full tank of gas, the sun is warm and low. Let's just pick a 2-lane highway and see where it wants to go. 'Cause a Sunday drive is good for the soul, with the windows rolled halfway down, listening to the hymn of the humming tires as we circle this old town. There's a sermon in the silence and the beauty of the view. A Sunday drive is good for the soul, but it's only good with you. The telephone wires are swaying, making lines against the blue. Every faded barn roof's telling a story old and true. The radio is quiet, we don't need to say a thing. Just my hand here on the console and the promise that you bring. We're watching dust motes dancing in the afternoon sunbeam, living life inside a memory and a peaceful waking dream. 'Cause a Sunday drive is good for the soul, with the windows rolled halfway down, listening to the hymn of the humming tires as we circle this old town. There's a sermon in the silence and the beauty of the view. A Sunday drive is good for the soul, but it's only good with you. We point out little churches and steeples made of stone, and I think about the blessings that I've only ever known. And the greatest one is sitting here, smiling in the light, making everything that's wrong in the world somehow feel alright. Yeah, Sunday drive is good for the soul, but it's only good with you. Only good with you. Boots make a hollow sound on this worn-out hardwood floor, a sound they never made before when we lived behind this door. There are squares upon the wallpaper where the pictures used to be, of a family that looks a little like a younger version of me. I came to do a final check, make sure we left it clean, but really I'm just visiting the ghost of who I've been. 'Cause the ghosts are all packed up now and the memories are in boxes. The life we lived is taped up tight despite a few small losses. This old house is just a building, just a floor, a roof, a wall. Once you take away the living, it ain't anything at all. The kitchen smells like lemon soap instead of mama's bread. All the angry words and teenage dreams I shouted in my head, they're gone from my old bedroom, just a faded water stain where I'd lie awake and listen to the rhythm of the rain. I can almost hear the music I played way too loud back then, but it's just a phantom echo of the boy I was back when. 'Cause the ghosts are all packed up now and the memories are in boxes. The life we lived is taped up tight despite a few small losses. This old house is just a building, just a floor, a roof, a wall. Once you take away the living, it ain't anything at all. Run my hand along the door frame where the pencil marks were made, a ladder reaching for the sky, a promised time to trade. They painted over every line, but I know they're underneath the last surviving remnant of my childhood belief. So I turn the key and lock the door, and I don't look back again. 'Cause a house is just a house until you let the living in. Yeah, you gotta let the living in. You're sleeping by the fire now, the way you always do, but your breath is getting shallow and the sleep is seeing you through. I see you chasing rabbits with the twitching of your feet, back when you were just a cannonball of clumsy furry heat. I remember bringing you back home, a tiny toothy storm. Now pull your favorite blanket up just to keep your old bones warm. And the gray in your beard tells a story that no book could ever write, of loyalty that don't ask why and staying by me in the night. You taught me about a kind of love that don't keep any score, and I see a lifetime in your eyes when you're waiting at the door. Your ears still perk up when I grab the keys there from the hook. Though your running days are over, you still give me that old look. We traded chasing frisbees for slow walks down the lane. You limp a little more today. I think it's gonna rain. You've been my only co-pilot on 1,000 miles of road. My silent, steady shadow, helping share the heavy load. 'Cause the gray in your beard tells a story that no book could ever write, of loyalty that don't ask why and stand by me in the night. You taught me about a kind of love that don't keep any score, and I see a lifetime in your eyes when you're waiting at the door. The vet says that we're borrowing the time we have right now. I'm trying to be grateful, but I don't know how. 'Cause the pain of this goodbye is a debt I chose to pay for the honor of your company every single day. So you sleep on by the fire. Yeah, you're a good boy, yes you are. The gray in your beard, my north and guiding star. My guiding star.
Bark is rough against my back, the way it's always been. This oak tree don't remember all the trouble I got in, but it remembers how my father helped me hang that old rope swing. It remembers every summer and the songs we used to sing. Watch me as a reckless boy, as a nerve-shaking groom. You gave my bride and I some shade in the glare of afternoon. 'Cause I've told all my secrets to this old oak tree. It's the only living thing that knows the entire history of me. It holds the ghosts of who I was and the man I've yet to be. I've lived my life and loved my love beneath this old oak tree. My daughter took her first steps here, right on these stubborn roots. She learned to climb these branches in her tiny little boots. I carved her name beside her mama's in a crooked heart I made, and I prayed a million silent prayers here in its cooling shade. It's never offered judgment for the wrong turns that I took. It just stands here like the gospel in a leather-bounded book. 'Cause I've told all my secrets to this old oak tree. It's the only living thing that knows the entire history of me. It holds the ghost of who I was and the man I've yet to be. I've lived my life and loved my love beneath this old oak tree. Now my hair's turning silver and my hands are getting slow, and there's another generation learning how to let things go. And this old oak tree will guard my sleep, and I know it always will. Yeah, it knows all my secrets, the bitter and the sweet. This old oak tree, my life made obsolete. And yet complete.
These knuckles have been busted more times than I can count. These fingers know the feeling of a debt and its amount. They ain't the hands of a rich man, they don't look good in a glove, but they know the solid feeling of the handshake of a love. The scar is from a slip wrench on a cold December day. This callus is from a shovel that I used to dig away. 'Cause these hands have built a good life out of dirt and rust and wood. They've learned to pray for sunshine, and they've done the best they could. They ain't pretty and they're broken, and they're stained by grease and time, but these hands have held my whole world, and I'm proud to call them mine. These hands have changed 1,000 diapers, they've wiped 1,000,000 tears. They've held a steering wheel steady through the doubt and through the fears. They've reached out for forgiveness when my words have been too cruel. And they've taught a boy to throw a ball by the simple golden rule. They can spot a life from 10 yards out, and they can fix a broken toy. They are the hands of a working man and a scared and hopeful boy. 'Cause these hands have built a good life out of dirt and rust and wood. They've learned to pray for sunshine, and they've done the best they could. They ain't pretty and they're broken, and they're stained by grease and time, but these hands have held my whole world, and I'm proud to call them mine. And when I hold your mother's hand, so soft and smooth and fine, I wonder how she's ever loved these two rough hands of mine. But she just smiles and holds on tight, and I finally understand that the story of our whole lives is written on this land. And in these hands, yeah, in these hands, the only tools I'll ever need. My life is planted in the dirt, just like a mustard seed in these hands.
There's still only one stoplight, blinking red and green and gold. The story of this whole damn town in a language brave and old. I swore I'd never come back here when I was 17. This place was just a dusty cage, and I was fast and mean. I blame these streets for holding me from who I thought I'd be. I see now that the only one who held me back was me. And know this town's forgiving, it don't care where I have been. It just sits here in the quiet, ready to let me back in. I ran away to find myself in the noise and in the race, just to find out that I left him in this unforgiving place. The paint is peeling on the bleachers of the high school football field, where I learned all about losing and the grace you have to yield. The water tower's still got names on it of lovers and of fools, and kids are still breaking all the same old stupid small town rules. I thought I was the only one with a fire in my soul. I thought leaving was the only way to make myself feel whole. And know this town's forgiving, it don't care where I have been. It just sits here in the quiet, ready to let me back in. I ran away to find myself in the noise and in the race, just to find out that I left him in this unforgiving place. Smiled and called me hon, and my heart just hit a thump. She didn't know my history or the anger that I'd sown. She just saw another local boy who finally came back home. Yeah, finally came back home to this unforgiving place. Yeah, I finally see the beauty now, and I finally see the grace. The bottom fell out and the bank repossessed the farm. You just showed up at sunrise with a thermos on your arm. You didn't bring a question, you didn't bring advice. You just poured a cup of coffee and you didn't ask me twice. We spent the whole day stacking boxes, felt like digging my own grave. You never said a single word about the things I couldn't save. 'Cause we don't talk about it, it's a language of the quiet. It's a friendship that's a fortress, and the whole can't deny it. It's a shoulder in the silence, it's a knowing in the soul. We don't talk about it, brother, that's what makes us whole. I sat with you in that waiting room for
3 nights in a row, underneath the buzzing lights and the hum of quiet low. We stared at year-old magazines and the scuff marks on the floor. And I never asked if you were scared. You knew what I was there for. When the doctor finally came out with the news that saved your life, you just nodded and I nodded back, and we walked out of the strife. 'Cause we don't talk about it. It's the language of the quiet. It's a friendship that's a fortress, and the whole can't deny it. It's a shoulder in the silence. It's a knowing in the soul. We don't talk about it, brother. That's what makes us whole. Some folks need the big words and the sentimental scenes, but we learned how to say it all in the spaces in between. A raised glass from across the bar, a look across the room, a silent prayer to break the dark and chase away the gloom. So if you're ever in the trenches and you think you're all alone, you don't have to say a damn thing, just pick up the phone, and I'll be there. We don't have to talk about it. No, we don't have to talk about it.
There's an old upright piano against the dining room wall. It's been out of tune for 20 years, since that autumn in the fall. The ivory's chipped and yellow like a smoker's crooked teeth, and a layer of dust has settled on the petals underneath. My friends all ask me why I keep it, taking up so much damn space. This sad and silent monument in this lonely, quiet place. She knew the notes, and I knew the girl who played, and this whole house would listen to the beauty that she made. So I keep this heavy burden of the hammer and the wire, 'cause it's the last remaining echo of my heart's entire fire. I'd come home from a long day with the world upon my back, and I'd hear her from the driveway through the window's tiny crack. She wasn't trying to be famous, she didn't play for the applause. She just played because the music was the only God she had. She'd pour her joy and sorrow out onto those 88s, and I'd stand there in the doorway, and I'd listen and I'd wait. 'Cause she knew the notes, and I knew the girl who played, and this old house would listen to the beauty that she made.
So I keep this heavy burden of the hammer and the wire, 'cause it's the last remaining echo of my heart's entire fire. Sometimes late at night, I swear, when the house is dark and deep, I'll trace my fingers on the keys while the rest of the world's asleep. And I press one down so softly it barely makes a sound, just to feel the ghost of her song on this holy sacred ground. No, I can't play a single chord, but Lord, I understood the praise, 'cause she knew the notes that saved all of my days. She knew the notes.
The whole world is sleeping, but the two of us are not. You're a brand new kind of quiet in this little bassinet I bought. Your tiny fist is holding one finger of my hand, and I'm trying to make sense of this strange and holy land. I've been a son, I've been a husband, I've been a rebel and a friend, but I've never been the start of something that I pray will never end. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll promise you tonight that I will be the steady hand that helps you see the light. And I will be the shelter when the world begins to storm. And I'll spend my life just trying to keep you safe and warm while you are sleeping in my home. Your mama's in the next room getting some well-deserved rest. She's the reason that you have a loving heart inside your chest. And I see her in your perfect face, and it makes my own heart ache. With a love so big and terrifying that I think my soul will break. I know I'm gonna make mistakes, and I'm gonna let you down, but I'll never be a stranger in your own hometown. 'Cause I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll promise you tonight that I will be the steady hand that helps you see the light. And I will be the shelter when the world begins to storm. And I'll spend my life just trying to keep you safe and warm while you are sleeping in my home. Right now you're just a promise, a dream I get to hold, the greatest story ever written that has yet to be told. And my only job's to get you there, and then to let you fly, and be the one who's watching with a tear in a proud eye. But tonight you're sleeping in my arms. Yeah, you're sleeping in my arms. The world can wait, the sun can wait. You're sleeping in my arms.